welcome to I is for Inspiration. This is a two-part, this is the second part of a 5-part series course that is basically explaining all the pieces of our endless content formula. We say that the endless content formula makes social simplified. So this is part 2 of the EIEIO formula, and this is the I, and we're going to share the screen and we're going to get started. So let's hop over to the course. All right. Here we go. I is for Inspiration, 2 of 5 lessons. So if you haven't watched the first one, that's about education, the E, then definitely go back and watch that one. And this one, we're going to do a deep dive on inspiration, inspirational content, that is, that you can put on social media. So the background of this, some of this is going to repeat from the first one in case this is the only one that you watch. So you can always skip through this. But the background is I was in a meetup group called DFW Social Media Marketing. And over the course of years, I had taken notebooks of notes from various social media marketers who would come and speak to the group and teach us about social media marketing. And what I found is all the content marketing classes that I was taking and the presenters I was seeing were talking about the different types of content. And I would go through that notebook and kind of look at it before the meeting started, and I would highlight things. And I found that in all of my notes, I found these 5 words. And when I was messing with them and putting them together, it made the acronym EIEIO. And I thought, oh my God, that's so easy for me to remember. And that was years ago, probably 2015, I would say 2014. And I've been using it ever since. And it's become a flagship formula for Next Chapter Social and how we do our marketing. It's how we teach other people to do their marketing. And it's the formula that we use when we do other people's marketing. So EIEIO, if you can remember that, you can be a pro at content marketing. And I will repeat that a couple of times. So the endless content formula basically organizes your thoughts so that your monthly posts on social media earn you the right to sell online. And what I want you to notice over here in the bottom right-hand corner, we call this our 9-box billboard, which is also one of our flagship concepts. But if you repeat the letters EIEIO, EIEI, the O falls right in the center. So E is for education, I is for inspiration, the second E is for entertainment, the second I is for information, and the O is for making your offer. And so those other E's and I's earn the right to sell, which is that offer, that O in the center. So I'm teaching you how to come up with this endless content that is not only endless, but it's a lot of other E's. It's effective and it is efficient. It is so easy to do the endless content formula. So it's the art of selling is to make your product or service relevant to your customer. And inspiration is going to do that. Education is going to do that. And the other E and the I is going to do that. And then, of course, you want to always make your offer. We'll get into those other 3 in the next 3 classes. But for today, we're going to be focusing on inspiration. The endless content formula is a series of 5 content categories that can be repeated over and over and over. Like I said, we use this for our clients. We use it for our social media, both Next Chapter Social and our personal brands. And we teach this over and over and over on our Instagram and in our group and one-on-one coaching. The endless content formula allows you to stretch a singular focus into a series of engaging captions and posts that increase your engagement and your reach. So again, the endless content formula, the engaging content formula, the easy content formula, the effective content formula, the efficient content formula. It can be all those E's. So I love it, and I hope you do too. And again, if you can remember EIEIO, you can be a pro social media content creator. So earning the right to sell just means that you're not turning people off or being too salesy. If you're worried that your content is constantly like shouting, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, that's because you have a lack of insight or know-how on how to stretch that message and say the same thing over and over again by breaking it down into these content categories. So my question to you, are you one of those that think the word plan is a 4-letter word and it means like that you're chained or you're restrained or your content is going to be boring? Oh my gosh, if I plan it, I can't be spontaneous anymore. Well, let me tell you, EIEIO does not mean chained, restrained, or boring. EIEIO gives you the freedom to actually create content, because if you think the plan is chained, restrained, or boring, then you should look at someone's social media feed that has no plan, that has no direction, that doesn't even know the basics of social media. A lot of times it's very like, it's like a gnat. It's all over the place. And you can't binge watch the content because you really don't know what the point is or what it's about. So having a focus and having a plan and scheduling your content and understanding these 5 pillars are really going to help you up level the engagement of your social. So here's our social simplified worksheet. This right here is a worksheet that goes out to people who subscribe to this content formula or whatever. And this is basically kind of how we come up with our content plan. And if you notice, we just write educate, inspire, entertain, inform, offer, educate, inspire, entertain, inform. It's 9 posts, creates that 9-box billboard over here, EIEIO. And then you put the date. That's what time is for. You can figure out what times you want to use. This is your caption. This is what you want to write about. This is your call to action. This is your hook, your hashtags, and your click list. Your click list doesn't mean the picture you have to take or the video you have to record necessarily, although it could. It also means the content that you have to gather or the graphics that you have to make. So if I was going to talk about that 9-box billboard, I would literally write in there, create a graphic for Instagram with the 9-box billboard. Then that would be one of my to-do lists. The click list in social media is kind of like your to-do list. It's the media you have to create and shoot or click or whatever in order to be able to curate that post. And then, of course, we have a little checklist so you can check it off as you go. So again, we're talking about the I here, inspire, which is the 2nd letter in the endless content formula. If you can remember EIEIO, then you can be a pro at content marketing for your business. Period. End of story. So I is for inspiration. The art of selling is to make your product or service relevant to that customer. I would go on to add here, not only your product or service, but your event too, because sometimes we have events and we want to drive traffic. Well, it's got to be relevant to the people you're wanting to get there. So EIEIO works for that too. It works for everything. And I am so glad that fateful day when I was sitting in actually a pretty boring presentation, and I hope this is not that for you, but I was sitting in a boring presentation and I highlighted those words and I thought, and I looked around, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm onto something. Little did I know that all these years later, I would still be teaching it. So inspiring your audience is crucial to selling your product, service, or inviting someone to attend your event. I'm glad I put that in there. So here are 2 things you need to know. Inspirational content fosters an emotional connection between the brand and the customer, your business and your client, your product and your potential client or your audience. It's fostering that emotional connection. When customers are inspired, they develop a sense of loyalty and trust and affinity towards your brand. Because when you've inspired them, you're like, I like her. I like her a lot. The emotional bond that they get as a result of being inspired by you, encourages them to repeat business, and they sing your praises. That's what brand advocacy means. They spread the word, they tell their friends. And long-term customer relationships. That's when a customer becomes a friend. So inspirational content. Let me move my picture over here to the right. Inspirational content, in my opinion, and I know this pretty well, creating inspiring content requires the most seasoned understanding of marketing. I'm going to explain this. Out of all 5 components of the endless content formula, inspirational content requires the deepest understanding of your audience's challenges. Okay. So it's not enough to just say, oh, she owns a business, she's all over the map. You got to think deeper. Some people will say 9 levels deeper, but this right here, that in inspiring someone means that you really get to the core of who they are and what they need. So in my opinion, the inspirational content is the one that needs to speak most deeply to your audience. So therefore it requires the deepest understanding. To create inspirational content, you must first think of your audience. Raise your hand if you think that's a big, fat, boring topic and you're just going to glaze over and say, oh my gosh, I'm shutting my computer. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You do have to think of your audience. And we are going to take Beth Noska right here. She is a realtor and she is a real deal Holyfield client of mine. That's Colleen in the background. And I'm literally helping her at a coffee shop. We're having a little powwow and we're doing some social media marketing. So we are going to do a case study on her. It's easier when you think of one client, okay, instead of just thinking, oh, my audience. Okay, well, most people say I could sell to anyone above ground and breathing. Well, that's not helpful because now you really haven't narrowed anything down and you can't think of anything. So it's very important that you think of one client in particular. And let's practice on Beth, like I said. Or so let's. Okay, she's 44. She wouldn't mind me telling you that. She's married and has 1 adult male child. She is a realtor and she also owns 2 Gals Construction, a construction company. It's a 501c3. She loves learning. I know that because every time I talk to her, she's in another class and she's just telling me all about what she's learned. She loves it. She's always looking for ways to become better at what she does. I really admire that about her. She is successful, but she's also very spread thin. So she's kind of reached a max of what she herself can handle. She could take it to another level, but only if she has a more efficient and effective plan for marketing herself online. She has a heart for veterans. She does like veterans and she loves to volunteer her spare time helping others. She's very engaged and she definitely puts 100% of her effort into everything. If you need help, she's like, oh, pick me. I want to help. So let me go back here really quick. Notice those are kind of surface level details that you can tell from the outside looking in. You know that she loves learning because every time she talks, she's like, oh, I'm in a class. I'm taking a class. Oh, I got to hop off to get on a class. So those are details that are fairly easy to know and find out about someone. Here's some digging deeper details. She has only been a realtor for a couple of years. She does live life to the fullest. She's always going out and like mudding and going out like camping and stuff and living in the forest and doing outdoorsy things. I love it. She's really good at that. She's very loyal and extremely honest, very trustworthy, hardworking, and she values the American dream, like 100%. Go America. She's very work hard and you will, succeed. Her heart is happiest when she feels like she's helped and supported someone in need. So if she can use her business to also help someone with a real life problem, she will. And she does that through her 501c3 construction company. Her motivation comes from making a difference, not money. She is very simple in her dress, like me, like t-shirts and a blue jeans, easy peasy lemon squeezy. She drives a pickup truck, and she's just, you know, the salt of the earth kind of person, not, you know, all this makeup and hairdo and name brand stuff. That doesn't make her happy. She loves making connections between people. She's always saying, hey, you need to know so-and-so and come over here. You need to join this group and do that. She's very good at that. She isn't motivated by modern, like worldly things. She's very old school and old soul. She loves music and nostalgia, loves in-person events and like really being with other people and learning in-person environments. So that's the digging deeper with her. Let's talk about our services. So we've matched her. She's one of our clients. And here's what we sell: products and services. We teach bite-sized online social media classes, like the one I'm teaching right now, about topics that small business owners need to know. We offer group and one-on-one coaching. We cater to female middle-aged small business owners like Beth. We teach in-person Trek certified classes. If you don't know what that is, it's real estate-y stuff. We have, and she's in real estate. We have a social media marketing blog. We have a social media marketing tip YouTube channel. We have a new social school course for beginner small business owners. They're in that 0 to 3 on a scale of 1 to 10 for social media marketing. So it's kind of us in a nutshell. And now we've kind of, I've thought through Beth's deeper challenges and my products, or Angela and I's services and products, and I've made a list here. So what she needs is opportunity to learn on her own time, because she's always taking other classes. So she enjoys being able to do that when she can fit it in with her busy schedule. She wants to feel like what she is learning will help make a bigger impact. She is a friend of mine, a personal friend. And so taking classes from me, she knows is helping me as a personal friend, but she also knows that what we're teaching her is going to help her reach more people that need her services and her products, mainly her services of real estate and construction. And she loves that in-person connection aspect of group coaching. So that is something that appeals to her because of those connections. So again, let's talk about how we can create inspiring content that speaks to our client. And we're just going to use Beth as our model client so that we know who we're speaking to for these 9 posts. And if you were to see our grid, you would see on Instagram that the most recent 9 posts, they would fall like that. There'll be 2 inspirational posts in those top 9 posts that appear when you go to our Instagram account. Again, the art of selling is making your product or service relevant to your customer, to your audience. It's the same thing. It's the same person. And in Beth's case, she's my friend, right? So we're trying to make our products and services relevant to her. So we want to show her that we have opportunity for her to learn on her own time. We want to make her feel like, and it's true, through what we say, that what we're teaching is going to allow her to make a bigger impact. And we want to really emphasize the in-person connection she'll get with the other small business owners in our group coaching. So I hope you're thinking about your product and service or event and how you can make it relevant to your customer. So how can we inspire? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, go back. We need to talk about this up here. So our focus for these posts is going to be social club, okay? Our group coaching, social club. Our goal is 12 new club members. So these 9 posts are going to educate, inspire, entertain, inform, offer, educate, inspire, entertain, and offer, inform about social club for the purpose of hopefully getting 12 new members. And we're going to be speaking to the Beths of the world. So how can we inspire 12 more Beths who want to become social club members. We need to appeal to her deeper desire to make a difference in the life of others. We need to emphasize the live group coaching Zoom calls and the connection between the members. We need to highlight our proprietary endless content formula that makes it easier for small business owners to establish a more visible and effective online presence. So let's dive into 3 examples of inspirational content that do this. All right, we need to appeal to her deeper desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Okay, so the appeal here is if you get more social, then you can make a bigger difference. So we chose a quote, an inspiring quote. You were born with the ability to change someone's life. Don't ever waste it. Learning social media marketing allows you to reach people that need your help. If you believe in your products and services, you need to shout it to the rooftops so that you can help more people. And go on to say, if you would like to learn, join Social Club. And then you can use the hashtags and all that. So that quote would most likely appeal to Beth. We need to emphasize the live group coaching calls and connection between members. The appeal to Beth would be monthly opportunity to connect with others live in a group coaching. So this is our little post, meet me on Zoom. And then twice a month, we meet on Zoom to come together and talk online strategy. The basis of our calls is the monthly EIEIO formula and its application to each of our group members' businesses. So again, inspiring, someone can meet me on Zoom. And it's a cute picture, you know, it's good lighting, whatever. But again, one is it just a quote, one is a human being in a picture, a face. And now this one is a graphic. So we need to highlight our proprietary endless content formula that makes it easier for small business owners to establish a more visible and effective online presence. Again, this will appeal to Beth because if she learns this formula, she can do more in less time because she's juggling so much. And she likes to learn so that she can grow and be better at her business. So this appeals on all kinds of levels. So why not just give them our formula? People don't know how to use it. They don't know the ins and outs unless they take all the classes and strategize and try and use it. So by throwing this out there, people are like, that's going to inspire them to want to know what that means. So social simplified, EIEIO, EIEI. If I saw that, I'd be like, what in the hell is she talking about? I would be intrigued. So social media marketing for your business is easier than you think. Come to our masterclass next Friday and learn the endless content formula that we use every day to increase your visibility. Okay, so we could have a masterclass, like a little webinar, where we give them a high-level overview and then sell them on Social Club, right? So if you have a focus, which is Social Club, and you have a purpose, which is 12 members, and you have 9 posts with the EIEIO formula on there, you can talk about Social Club in different ways all day long, and you're never being salesy or smarmy. You're not turning people off and they're not like, no way, I'm going to turn this off. This is not helpful. You are earning the right to sell. And through this cadence of content, you are making your products and services relevant to your clients. So I'm going to give you 3 real life examples that aren't made up that you can see on our social media right now. So the format is another image, but it is a screenshot of one of our actual Zoom calls. So you could kind of see yourself in one of these blank spaces. It's an image, that's the format. The caption, we so look forward to seeing our social club in Zooms on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Today was no exception. A few new faces and a lot of great questions. Message us if you would like to learn more. We like to think of ourselves as the geek squad of social media marketing for female business owners. Again, there's Beth, right? If she wasn't there, then this would appeal to her because she could see herself in a group like this, connecting to other small business owners. But she's already signed up for Social Club. And so we're just using her as a poster child for our audience and who we model our social media marketing messages to. So, because I want more Beths in the world, in my world of my business, and all of our clients, really, they're all great. So this right here, oh my goodness, that's not a carousel. I'm so sorry, that's incorrect. It's not a carousel. It is a reel. And the hook on the reel is if you're a business owner and you want to be found online, do this. So again, Beth is a business owner. She wants to grow, but she needs to learn social media in order to do that. So we're delivering an educational post. If you saw the first in this series, educational post, this is one. We are educating the client, but we're also inspiring them, because comment class below and we'll send you the link on this particular class. So this is a real life example of us inspiring someone with a call to action, because our focus at the time that we were creating these was selling more individual classes. So here is our moral. The moral of the story: if your content fosters an emotional connection between your brand and the customer, or your potential client, or your audience, whatever you want to call it, then the content is inspirational in nature. Can you have an inspirational educational content? Yes. If you're inspiring and educating at the same time, woohoo, great. But you want to make sure that you're covering all those bases. Don't be a one-hit wonder. Definitely don't have all buy my crap, buy my crap, buy my crap posts. You need to earn the right to sell and make your products relevant to your customers. Inspirational content can be delivered in any format: a carousel, a reel, an image, a graphic, whatever. But it must speak to the deeper challenges and desires of your audience. You really got to think through it. And you can think through one client. I thought through Beth up here, okay? You can think through, just think about one of your favorite clients, one that you enjoy working with. If there were 20 of them in the room or 15 of them texting you right now, who would you not mind that person being? Model your audience after them. Inspiring posts aim to emotionally connect and develop that affinity with your brand. Educate establishes you as an expert, the educate post. The inspire post develops the emotional connection. So now you've educated them and established yourself as an expert. Now let's emotionally connect with them. So now they know you're the expert, and now they're vested, right? That's how you earn the right to sell. That's how you make your products and services relevant to your potential clients. So this is class 2 of 5. We call this our social simplified. It's the endless content formula, the EIEIO. And we really hope to see you in step 3, 4, and 5. And if you haven't watched number 1, please do that. I appreciate your time, and I hope this helped a lot.